What's up, dumbDumbs? Me, Cliff, and Sean are back with another episode of fatherDumb. This episode, we have a very special guest, my older brother, Josh. He's a seasoned dumbDumb, if you will, a father of two. He brings a lot of fun stories, anecdotes, and some good advice to the table. We hope you enjoy this style of interviewing episodes because we hope to make it a regular thing to have guest dumbDumbs on our future episodes. So stay tuned for more helpful fatherly tips and tricks that will help us on our journey as we try and figure out this thing called fatherhood. Now, let's get into this month's interview with our first guest dumbDumb, my brother Josh. Father Dumb.
That sounded gross.
All right, now we're on the dark web. I'm out. I got a job. Hold on. I don't just tinker around with HVAC units here, buddy. Hold on.
I caught it.
I can't join the circus with my hands.
That sounds so
I caught it. I meant the voice. You guys suck.
It's still.
Father Dumb, take one.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another podcast here.
Just check.
DJ Sparks.
Does it work?
Or I might be delayed.
Father Dumb. Father Dumb. I don't know if you can see I'm scratching a record.
What are we talking about?
We'll be right back. Just taking a quick break.
Father Dumb.
Can he hear us? Can he see us?
There's Coach Herbert again. Hello.
And live from the hospital room is my brother, Coach Josh.
Yay.
Souvenir.
Recently released from the asylum. Happy to be out and amongst the
Commoners.
So,
The living,
yeah, exactly.
the commoners. Oh boy,
This is weird to have 4 boxes on the screen.
I know, right? Is this gonna overwork your computer there, Shawnee?
I mean,
I don't know
probably.
if Sean could count to 4.
Mm-mm. My son
I said
can do that better
Declan's-
than me.
He learned from his son. So
He teaches me every day.
yes, he does. So for those of you out there that don't know, this here is my brother Josh. I unfortunately do have to claim him as my own. Well, Josh, do you want to go ahead and tell us about yourself?
Hi, I'm David's brother. I too am a father. Father of 2, 8-year-old daughter, 6-year-old son. Daughter is sweet, kind. My son is a maniac.
Yes.
I'm assuming shortly we'll all be in that club, as the 3 of you have boys, and I will here in a little while. So.
I literally told him the last episode, I was like, I think it's like week 3, and then they slowly start trying to kill themselves more and more.
Right.
Some ways
They
better.
say it gets better. It just gets different, is what I'll say. So,
I can see that.
I mean, I can start with a fun story if you'd like. So,
Yeah, please.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
So a couple nights ago, we're getting the kids ready for bed, or the kids are getting themselves ready for bed. You know, allegedly brushing teeth, allegedly putting PJs on, everything like that. So our daughter is down, helping put a puzzle together with my ADD wife, and all of a sudden, my wife screamed, "Oh my God! Oh my God!" And I thought it was a spider, because she's definitely afraid of spiders. So that was just my natural reaction. I'm sitting on the couch in the living room. I turn to look into the kitchen, and there is a stream of water coming from my kitchen ceiling,
From the ceiling?
specifically from the vent, from the duct, the air duct.
Oh,
It's just
no.
Steady stream of water. And so I get up, go in the kitchen, tell my wife to grab a bucket or a bowl or something, and then run to grab towels and managing the current situation at hand. And so it's not stopping. It's just a steady stream coming down from the top. And so I run up the stairs to an empty bathroom, and my son nowhere to be found. And he had plugged up the sink and had both faucets running full tilt.
Oh.
And turn both those off, look underneath, and the water is just gushing down underneath. And so it was kind of cool to have Ruby Falls in your own kitchen,
Oh
but
yeah,
I wouldn't recommend it.
yeah. You
So,
don't even have to. You don't even have to drive.
Dude, I about
took-
panicked because I've seen that. I mean, I deal with heating and air conditioning, and when you said water was coming out of the vents, I was like, that's usually not good.
That means
not
it was
what I
on for a
want
little
coming out of
bit.
my. What's that?
It was on for a little bit then.
It was on for a lot of it, and
Yeah.
so
A lot
and
of
he
it.
walks back. I turn and I see him in his room, and he's walking in. And I'm like, Connor, what? Are you, like, why did you turn both of them on and walk away? He goes, I don't know.
Oh God.
About right. That's about So.
Where was Haley during this?
why putting together a puzzle
Oh, okay.
in like a little
Getting
kitchenette
a
area, like
shower in the
you know,
kitchen.
Yeah, right.
adjacent to. Yeah, exactly.
So
Adjacent
does
to
that
our
add property
fourth
value to your
shower.
house? It's an
It's
additional
kind of a
bathroom?
wash. It's a wash. Get it?
Yeah,
Dad joke.
there it
There
is.
you are.
Dad
Count it.
jokes here for the win.
You guys should have like a little
Ka-ching.
ticker that goes across every little like coin.
We will now.
Well, you will now because these two dummies don't know how to even work a computer. You know, I've got a lot of
You
to
say
talk.
so.
'Cause I had to,
No, I
I
work
had to
a
crank
computer
start.
too much, so.
Thanks for having me on, boys. I appreciate it. Long time listener. Half of the first 10 minutes of every episode. So
Yeah, they kind of drown on sometimes.
Well,
but, you know.
I actually got nervous because
Man.
one of the owners of my company, he was like, "Hey, what's that podcast that you do again?" I was like, "It's fatherDumb." And he was like, "I'm gonna check it out." And I was like, "Oh God." I was like, it's rough, man. We're very, very new, and it usually just ends up me getting drunk and just saying outrageous stuff.
Which, I'll be honest, is one of my favorite parts of the show. It's what I live for, really.
You won't do
selling
it.
point.
It's true.
Oh,
The
you're
Dr.
going.
Pepper.
So just the
You're-
Dr. Pepper. Is there anything
That's
in
what
it?
you're gonna show.
No,
This is what I get drunk off of, guys.
No.
This Dr. Pepper right here.
no, I'm not getting into my whiskey cabinet. Not doing it.
You have some mine.
We'll
Take
see
a
about that.
I'm not a patsy.
break. That's your new nickname.
I can't spell.
It's
I can't spell
Patsy.
Patsy, so
I can't either. Not even sure I used it right, but
Sean can't even read.
we have
Nope.
Google for a reason. Just give it a Goog. You'll figure it out.
Give it a goog.
I'm not a
Alright,
show pony.
So, very, very good, Sean.
Anyways,
So we do have a few questions for you, obviously, as our guest. Considering you do have two, and Cliff now has two of 9 days. What
Congrats.
is it like?
Double click.
Thank you.
What is it like having two kids?
Like, what changed about
different.
it for you?
It's different.
Everything doubled. So
Uh-huh.
to paint a picture, my daughter, they're 20 months apart, and so at 8 and 6, that's all right. They're vertical. You know, they can basically do most things on their own that you want them to do on their own, and some that you don't. But one of the biggest challenges was having two kids in diapers at one time. My wife was trying to be proactive with our daughter. You know, she was your golden child out of the gate. Slept through the night in her own crib at 3 weeks. You know, no issues. Was moving along in all the milestones that you hope that they move along in, and crawling and walking and everything like that, and talking, and the diets and everything like that. So, but once it, Jesus Christ, man, mute your mic and you're gonna just throttle one up your gullet. Jesus, you huge mammoth.
Did you hear that?
You are so weird.
Most people like mute their mic. Shawty's like, "Come here."
Coming in for my close up.
That's usually what we have the ticker for, is Sean belching. Either that or when he, rips his farts.
I thought I muffled that.
You thought wrong.
Muffled?
It was gonna be so much worse.
We need a code word for you. Jesus.
John's like, "What's the mute again?" Like,
My laptop rattled.
Oh man.
Tyler, Texas hit with a 3.4 earthquake.
he's like, "Hold on, I gotta start storing up another one."
Yeah. Okay. What are you in Stranger Things all of a sudden? Like, what are we doing?
Hey. Hawkins was around
Nice.
before that godforsaken show.
Do you even watch the show, Sean?
I watched a couple episodes and I was like, this is dumb.
You couldn't follow it.
No, I just
take a shovel to your backyard and see what happens. See if a portal opens up, and then we'll see who came first, the chicken or Hawkins. So, but anyway, back to
I think it was the turkey.
Hey. Turkey?
Yeah. All right. Gobble gobble.
You were saying Golden Child right out the gate, slept through a crib at 3 weeks, and then belch.
And then our world was rocked, and we turned into the Upside Down. So now we have Dementors flying around. I think I'm mixing shows things here, but it doesn't.
I think we're mixing genres here.
Dementors like in Harry Potter?
No, not Harry Potter.
Yeah. So Golden Child out of the gate with the first one, and then they tell you the second one is nowhere near the same. And to those people, cheers, you're spot on, because my wife was trying to be proactive and potty train our daughter at 18 months. So wife's 7 months pregnant, 7.5, whatever, and so good. We both thought it was a good valiant effort to try to get one out of diapers, so we're not double dipping in Pampers. So, but that actually prolonged her potty training, because it almost scarred her basically for what was to come. And so, because you're trying to fast track it, and then ended up backfiring on us, and then having the second one come, and then, like I said, total opposite. Didn't sleep through the night until well into a year old. I mean, the kid made sure he didn't miss a meal, and made sure he doubled down on that meal, every hour on the hour, just up, feed me now, get in my belly, and then I'll see you in 50 minutes. So that was the fun part of that. So.
Gotcha. Oh man. So is it? I mean, what's it like having a boy and a girl? Because I mean, obviously, if you have one kid, it's one of them you got to deal with. It's it's all right? Like me and Cliff, like we had girls to start. It's all we know. Now he's got a boy. I'm about to have a boy.
I would say for me, I wouldn't have it backwards. Maybe I would, but with the whole second child thing being kind of the more difficult, or more out of the box, typically, like they're just different. Second kid, regardless. We've got friends of ours that have 2 kids, and the boy is first and the girl's second, and the girl is just a wild horse. And so, but you guys are in a good spot, because girls kind of like, for a dad, you know, girls kind of humble you and bring it. You check your emotions and your empathy and your sympathy and everything, and you realize your father instinct kicks in day one. You're like, okay, this thing, even if it grows up to be the toughest girl ever, it's still a girl in your mind. You got to be the one to protect. You got to be the one to provide because it's a girl. And so that gets you, you know, a good head start into mentally being a dad. And then when the second one comes along, you're like, okay, I got this. And then just chaos after chaos after chaos. And then, you know, it's just, for me, I wouldn't have it any other way. Having a girl and a boy is the best way to go because you see, it's kind of like being an independent, like you know, on a political scale. Like you see both sides of the aisle. You're like, all right, that one's crazy, and you look over,
Right.
you know, this one is just all just skipping through life, and it's just rainbows and gummy bears and unicorns. And you look across the other side, and this kid's chewing on the chair, and you're like, okay, like what? Where am I going here? So
Been there.
the best,
I
the
totally
best
get
of
that.
both worlds, if you will.
Right, sure.
Yeah, because like I think when Jess and I first got pregnant, I really wanted a boy, like wanted a boy, and then we had
Same.
Addie, like, and not to say like I wasn't happy, but like I've always wanted a boy, and then like I'm the only boy on my side, so like if I don't have a boy, my family name dies. Is kind of how I see it. So once I had Addie though, I was like, dude, I'm full out team girl. Like being a girl dad is like it's just different. Like holy. And then now that Elijah's here, like, you know, Jesse had a C-section, so she can't hold Addie and whatnot. And Addie is very needy, like, sees all the, you know, holding of Elijah, and you can't do this. That's Elijah's. This is, you know. So she's doing really well with that transition. But, like, the thing I can't get over right now is, like, how needy she is towards me. Like, okay, well, Appa's got to snuggle me. Appa got to do this. And it's like, dude, I wouldn't trade these days for anything right now. This is like the best thing ever. Like, cause it's just like all about me. Everything is just me. I'm on 24/7 playing Mr. Mom, and it's just great. Like, just
Yeah.
wait,
What's
David.
the
Your turn's coming.
yeah? What's the age gap, Clip?
So Addie will turn 3, October 11th. So she's like right at like
Okay.
2.5, and then Elijah's 9 days old.
Okay.
So about 2.5.
Yeah. That's what David and I are. We're right there. Well, we're close to 3, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's similar gap there. But yeah, it's the first one sees it's like okay, hold on. I came in this world. I got dad when I want him. I got mom when I want her. Like this is me. This is you know nobody else is here. Yeah, there's a dog over there, but that thing poops in the backyard. Like come on. So it's and then this other one comes along and it's you know all the attention. Anybody that comes over, anybody that sees, want to hold this one, want to see that one, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and you as a dad have to be kind of the asshole. You're like, all right, you got to just settle down over here. All right, you've had your turn. Yeah, you're two, but put the pieces together here. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, you do have to kind of do some extra special things. It's like okay. Yeah, all right, yeah, I'll get you the extra toy or the extra cookie or something like that, just mentally that kid's like, okay, all right, I'm still got it, but what the hell is this thing over here? Like
Right.
the
How
dog
do you
poops
think
in
my
the
brothers feel?
backyard,
I'm the
I poop
baby
in
of
the
5.
toilet. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we
Well,
know how
you're an
your brothers
anomaly,
feel,
right?
Shelby.
yeah.
Like you were the
Like I call
jumping
you
sperm, right?
accident, and Jesse
No,
calls you a miracle.
Right. Well,
I mean, she's not
yeah,
wrong, but
did your parents win that lawsuit, by the way?
yes,
Yeah.
they got me.
Right. Well,
Oh, it's a win.
it's a win with an asterisk, isn't
Ta-da!
it?
I can just see you popping out like that too. Like, like what was that? The
Ew.
old WB frog.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me. Then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own.
It really made me laugh the other day because who remembers Animaniacs? Anybody?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
they
Hello,
rebooted
Nurse.
it like a year or so.
So they
They
I
did.
said it last night in the hospital. The guy didn't like that when I said hello, Nurse. I don't know. I was paying him a
Act
But
like he
compliment.
doesn't
Sorry,
get that every time.
Sorry, Brendan.
the guy that originally voiced Yakko was doing a podcast with, I think it was the guy that did Goofy and the other guy that voiced Tigger. And he
The
sang
guy who
the
voiced
countries. And the best part was like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, I think the guys sang it like the characters would.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He turned
It
it on.
was priceless. And I was like, yes.
Just nostalgia, just rolling right back.
Oh yeah, dude. As soon as I heard that, I was like, I gotta go listen to that song. And I listened to it and I was like, I actually remember this kind of.
Do you remember any of the countries?
No.
Crickets.
Good. It's your brand,
Oh.
Sean. So.
Oh man.
I mean, you should see me at work. People always laugh. They're like, how do you get stuff done? I was like, I don't know. Just happens.
Wait, so
Not with gloves.
wait,
Not with gloves.
Right, we learned that
I'll
last
tell you
episode.
What a paw on you. Jesus.
Hello.
God. You grab your wife's whole ass just with one
The
hand.
crazy part is
Well
that's
done.
muffled too.
Great. Now
Yeah,
I'm
you
wondering.
muffled it with that thing? Holy shit.
Just, oh
Hey, somebody's gonna around and find
All
out
right.
one of these days.
You know what I realized? Sean has figured out that if he sits further back from the camera, it makes his head size look normal.
What do you think? I haven't told him.
I hate you guys.
It doesn't look like a watermelon head just floating in front of us.
Well, it's like the other day I picked up one of those ultimate dad hats with like the flap on the back to cover my neck. And I put it on at Sam's, and it was like, one size fits all. I was like, all right, let's check this out. And I pulled it
Just
on,
one.
and I was like, I'm about to break this thing. I pulled it
Couldn't
off,
get
and
it off.
the guy that works at Sam's and goes, hey, man, it says one size fits most. I was like, yeah, asshole.
Insert the photo of him wearing your hat here.
Yes.
Like,
Anytime
like,
he puts
I
on
get
my
it.
hat, it's
I got a big head. Well, what's even funnier is when when Jennifer was pregnant with Declan, they're like, wow, he's got a big head. And I was like, yeah, that's going to be a problem.
I'm pretty sure I asked Jennifer. I was
C-section?
like, "Are you?"
No. Mm-mm.
That's
Hey,
impressive.
Again, every day I tell my wife all the time, I'm like, yeah, you're,
Jesus.
I mean,
Pushing that gourd through
where's-
her grunt. Ugh.
where's the scalpel? Let me do that. Here, let me get that for you.
Ah,
No
I
thanks.
thought that was weird though. Like so we had the same Navy vet doctor that like assisted our doctor this time, and like last time I just sat there and like watched them do the whole thing, and he was like, "Yep, this is what I'm doing. Now I'm cutting this," and I was like,
wouldn't.
"That's cool."
Mm-mm.
And this
Nope.
time the nurse like actually like was like, "You need to sit down." And I'm like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah, you need to sit down and just sit there in that chair and stare at this drape until we tell you." And I'm like, so I just sit here and smell burning flesh and know what y'all are doing? Okay, got it. Okay,
I'm
cool.
good.
well, hold on.
Like-
If you're too close to where you have to like wipe your like glasses off, then yeah, buddy, you need to take a step back.
Hey,
Like,
you need to patent that, Josh. You need to
If
get
you're just flashlight.
some medical.
you walk in,
Oh,
yeah,
we-
you walk in looking like Michael Phelps with goggles on, and just get right up in the just snout in tight. No, man, like back up there, buddy.
Can you imagine have a different, like a variable speed motor on it? And it's like, oh my god, we got a gusher, and it's like, don't worry, we're
Hold
gonna
on, I
get
gotta
this.
change out.
It's really
Well, I didn't
smeary
know that,
right
like,
now.
if you don't wear
Smeary.
pants into a surgical room, they have like these like UGG looking boot surgical shoes. Have y'all seen them?
Nope.
I'll send you a picture, David, and you can insert it. But it's like it's literally
You're
scrub
all about inserting
material
tonight, man.
that's just.
Jesus.
That's what she said.
I know. Well, we have.
Heyo.
So here we go. Boom. But
I just want to know how you could see when you got that close. Like it. I mean, you're already a little. You know.
What did he say?
my eyes. David's eyes are more.
No, I'm just. Any of us, you know, when you get
Hey,
when
I
you
got
get caught in the
astigmatism,
twist,
okay?
you know. I mean, impressive.
That's
I'm just
nice.
saying. I stayed behind the sheet. They asked me. They're like, "Do you want to come take a peek?" And I'm like, "There's nothing that I know that you don't about what's going on back there. So I'm gonna sit down right here." And as soon as I sat down, a splatter of blood came across the sheet. I went, "Good decision, Josh. Well done." Like, no, that's
No,
only add to everything if I step around that. No.
no, hey, you want to go in? No, nope. If
You don't need my help.
I'll be
If you
more
need
than,
my
I'll
help,
be,
then
I get it's probably because I come from like a
Josh,
medical
you're
family
saying
and
that. Think
whatnot,
about
so
me.
too.
If you need my help, things have gone terribly wrong, and I am not your guy. Like,
I don't know. You
Okay.
know the shape of your head pretty well, so you might at least have some assistance. You know, hiking that football out. You know, it's like you need to give it a quick twist. Not 45 degrees. We want to go about 38 here, and then
the
you know
claw.
that's
So you're giving him too much
yeah,
credit. All those
yeah,
numbers.
and then yeah, and then you're
Hold
yeah
on.
coming in. Put the tools down, ladies and gentlemen. I got it right here.
What is the slurping sound?
It's a jellyfish.
Did you say it's a jellyfish?
It is a
Yeah.
jellyfish.
What hospital did you guys give birth in?
They had Finding
Atlantis.
Nemo in the
Hawkins.
next room, so
And the
yeah,
upside down
Hawkins. Yeah,
Hawkins.
No, I
that's
said
it.
Great.
Atlantis.
Yeah, he was
Atlantis.
doing
Right?
one of these. I got it.
We're
good.
What? I have so many questions.
He didn't
Why
watch
am I
the show.
upside down? Like,
He doesn't get the upside down.
Yeah, he
reference.
didn't. Yeah, he didn't watch the show. You got catch up there, buddy.
Come on, bud.
No.
Well, he also doesn't watch The Office, so he doesn't get most of the references that me and Cliff lay out.
I
So,
understand. I understand.
yeah.
Not for everybody. I'm not a Seinfeld guy, but David is very much so.
So we go into NBC, we tell them we got an idea for a show about nothing.
Exactly.
They say, what's your show about? I say nothing.
There you go.
I think you may have something here.
It's just I don't know. I get sucked into shows my wife starts watching, and I'm like, well, I'm sucked into this show now.
Yeah, what season of Grey's are you on there, Shawnee?
Well, we got up to I think it was 19, and then we stopped, so we restarted it. But we're also watching Bones. Good show. And quick question: did anybody?
What decade are you living in? Bones? Grey's Anatomy?
I think Grey's
Are you
Anatomy.
gonna say
Grey's is still
Dawson's?
active. Grey's is
Are you gonna
still
say
active.
Dawson's Creek next?
Oh my
Hey,
gosh, that's
hey.
old.
Never watched that show.
No
I
shit.
heard it. Heard about it. But
You've heard about it.
I'm pretty sure my brother used to watch it. Not
Which
100%.
one?
I think Steven.
Probably when he had a girl over. That would be my guess.
Well, Steven and Kelly. It was my sister and my brother.
That's for you, Sean.
It didn't even come close. That's
Challenge
I know.
accepted.
like-
And I put it in my mouth. I put my
You know, you like lean forward, try to extend it. No, it's all right.
I was getting in there like Cliff.
Yeah, I would
Oh,
not.
no.
I remember when Declan was born. They were like, "You want to come around?" Mm-mm. Nope. Do you guys want to have to pick me up and put me into the the hospital?
Dude,
I
I'd
would
love to see the set of nurses that got to pick you up off the ground.
I think they just leave you there.
Right.
It's a.
I
It's
think
a
they-
clean ER. No,
I think they actually do. I think they know it's happened, dozens of times. Like, sure.
millions
And
of
so
times. Like,
Right. When a brave dad or, the cocky one just steps up like, hey, this is nonsense. Whatever.
I don't
And
know. I
just
was kind of offended they made me sit down.
I watched one of my friends poke himself with a needle once. It's cool. Let me watch.
yeah, right.
It's like, all right, Macho Man, get up there.
Like,
Yeah.
none of that stuff makes me queasy. The only thing that makes me like faint or anything like that is like if I see my own blood like leaving my body out of a tube. Like if I'm donating blood, like if I see that, I don't know. Like it's
So there's
like,
a pretty good way to not do that. Is just don't donate.
I stopped donating.
People are like, do you want to donate blood? I'm like, no, I'm good.
No,
I'm good.
you don't
No,
want
thank
mine. Mine's tainted.
I actually got mine from Keith Richards, so you don't want mine.
Those people.
Like-
I'm a ginger. You don't want my blood.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be asking for yours. Also, I'm surprised that that's been brought up just now.
I remember because they told me to leave the room when Jennifer was getting her like epidural or whatever, and I was like, that's cool because I had one lady come into a room one time. I had like cut the top part of one of my fingers off. She had a needle about.
She did?
No, I cut the top of my finger off.
Okay, it's like, don't trust that doctor. Like,
And
Dude,
she came in
Hawkins
with a
is
needle
jacked.
this big, and I was like, "Mm-mm."
Where'd she put it?
She put
You
it in
know
my
where
arm.
she put it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right in his pita pocket.
I ain't into that butt stuff, bro.
That's all he's talking about.
No, talking about your front butt.
Okay, here's my like
He's
joke
right.
question because you brought this up and it's gonna be really weird, but has anybody's kid poked their belly button like when they're real young, and you're like, that's the creepiest feeling on the planet?
Wait, like poke their own belly button?
No, your like their finger in your belly button.
No, nobody touches.
Declan did it to me, and I thought he was gonna literally stab me with his fingernail.
All right, Sean, I'm with you on this one. It's I don't know what about it. It's just
they're just like, and you're like, oh, that's weird. Don't do that.
and surprisingly accurate. You know, like just bullseye, buddy. Like, yeah,
not even touching the sides. Like it's right.
Yeah.
So like they would kill it at operation, right? Like just go in and get it. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not even touch. No buzzing.
No
on this
buzzer.
One, right?
No. Yeah.
No red light.
Connor's done it to me a couple times. And it's just like belly button, boom. And I'm like, it's not an elevator button. Like, you're not like,
dude, it's weird every time you do it. All right, quit.
God, I could just see Connor doing it too.
Well, and then like on the subject of anatomy, we call like just because it's funny for me. I told them their nipples are called their nickels, and so anytime like your brain can take this from here, but so anytime Connor's like, I can see your nickels. I'm like, well,
it's cold out.
One
right?
thing, like,
leave me alone.
Right. So how old is Declan, John?
2.
Okay, so you're about a year away from the penis conversation, and like at least that's one that as a father to a boy you have to kind of like think about it. All right, I'm gonna handle it. How am I gonna handle this like conversation? Like what are we gonna
that's
call
actually
it? Like
that's actually one of my questions. I'm kidding, it's not.
Is it? Oh, okay, well
it should be.
Yeah. Well, so like being from a sports hockey background, we've got weird terminology for a lot of things.
Yeah,
it just have different lingo, and so I went through my mental Rolodex of what I want him to call it, and so we've landed on hang down.
And this tried to grab on my hang down.
Like that's his hang down, or twig and berries, like that. So that way, like if he's in school and he's talking about his hang down, and people just the teachers are gonna know, but little Susie sitting next to him is gonna be like, what are you It's hanging down where?
See,
And so
right now we're in the phase of it's just the bits.
I like that.
It's just the bits right now, and like you said, I'm very close because I think we're going to try to start slowly introducing potty training. But we're not going to force it. I'm also a huge passy pusser.
What?
And I'm trying to get out of that. Like, if he ever asks
hold on.
for it, I just give it
I
to
misheard
him.
what you said, so yeah.
No, can you say that phrase or those just those 2 words again?
Passy pusher?
Okay.
That's not what you said the first time.
You get a couple
said passy
cocktails.
pusher.
Get a couple cocktails in you, and that's not the 2 words that you're going to be pushing out of your mouth. So, but continue. Sorry, I just had to.
But no, it's definitely like one of those. I heard you were talking about potty training. I was like, yeah, it's definitely going to be rough because I just not looking forward to it. But
one of the best things I've heard with potty training a boy is use Fruit Loops. Like you toss a Fruit Loop or 2 in the toilet, and once they hit it, right, because you're training for the aim, right? Once they hit it, like the colors kind of like makes the water like turn blue or red or whatever. That should help. I don't know. I plan to try it, but
no, and that's something that we right now we've just gone as far as getting the potty, and if he's like, I need a potty, I'll usually run in there with him, whatever, and then come out. But it's not one of those like, I got a potty, like I'm not.
I wouldn't recommend training anybody like that.
Hey,
like we're potty training Mia now, and I mean she'll just be sitting there playing, and all of a sudden she'll just look at you, be like, I gotta go potty, and I'm like, okay, go, and she just runs and goes.
My favorite.
What are you standing here for? Go.
My favorite is
just announce it though.
Every so often, Declan will just run up to me and be like, I pooped. I'm like, cool. Do we need to go check it? Like, do we need to check it? And he's like, no, I'm good. And I'm like, all right, psychopath.
It's cool. I know where it is. I did it. I'm good. I got it.
I just can't wait for the first day. He's like, Daddy, somebody pooped my pants. Say that again.
Y'all's kids want to see their poops though?
No.
Oh yeah. Mia, yeah. Let me see it.
But let me see the poop.
Yeah.
100%. He just throw it away before she sees it. She's like, "Why?"
Declan is not
Where did my poop go?
a dirty kid. He does not like to be dirty.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
But he likes to sit in his poop.
Right.
It's different. It's different if we don't know about it.
It's different, but
Gotcha.
same.
So if you ask him about it and you know about it, he's good.
Well, he just until we start changing the diaper, he's like, nobody knows, and I'm like, you can smell it. Like, you reek.
He's your kid,
and I'm afraid. There was one man. We were in the store the other day, and I was like, "Uh-oh." Like, I'm not looking forward to this one.
Honestly, the best is when you are potty training and they poop in their underwear, and it's like, and I'll look at her, I'll be like, "Hey, did you poop?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, go find mommy." Right. She'll go, "Mommy." I'm like, "No, I'm kidding. Come here."
Hey, babe.
Yeah, we've all done that. We got a situation here.
Yeah. The forced turnover. Yeah. That's
yeah. It's called a code brown in our house.
There you go.
I've got a phone call. I gotta take this.
That's really important business call. I gotta
record a podcast. You guys have a good out. So, I mean, my podcast that lasted 4 or 5 episodes, that it's kind of died off, but it was called The Litter Box. And so
here's a plug. Here's a plug. There you go.
Hold on. I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I told you, Shawnee.
It's a private one, so we don't. Our last episode was probably.
Okay, I gotcha.
Like close to a year ago. It's one of those, like you said at the top of this one. Like, I don't want anybody knowing about this. Like, this is just for me. Me and mine.
I've heard a bit of it. It's really good.
I actually
I have to send you the link.
A couple of the people that I have like shared it with around here, they're like, dude, it's actually not that bad. Like, it's, you could tell it's rough. And I was like, if we could actually have like I don't want to say a structure, but like an actual like get into the routine and a rhythm of it, I think it would get a lot better. It's just, I mean, life happens. It's,
Yeah, but I wonder
we all have
if
jobs
one of us
and
have been
kids.
pushing that.
Hey, you don't need to make the emoji angry face in real life, okay?
The emoji angry face is red, and you make that face in real life, Sean. So,
dude, my face is red
we
all
don't
the
talk
time.
about jobs right now, guys.
Nobody knows when you're mad or not.
Exactly, it's the greatest. Everybody thinks I'm just angry all the time, and I'm like, I'm actually in a pretty decent mood. I just, probably sunburnt.
My favorite part of this podcast is when Sean talks over Cliff. That's my favorite part.
It's cool. I'm bigger than he is, so.
Well, your head is anyway.
hey, bigger is bigger. All right.
Good job.
I might have longer toenails.
Is that something to brag about?
I mean, some people might.
Snorting.
If anything, that just means we can hear you coming when you walk barefoot.
Hold on, don't act like he scurries. Don't act like Sean's never scurried a day in his life. Like that's
actually, the day I tried to fart on Cliff or Chili.
What
is that when you shit your pants?
Yes, I think I scurried then.
That's a good point.
It was definitely a funny time, and then it backfired quickly.
Literally.
So here's something that happened today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You got to see Lincoln, right? No, David, you got to see Lincoln today, right? Have you met Lincoln?
Yeah, he was the little guy that walked up behind me and tried to shove it. Yeah, that was nice kid. Little handsy, but
interesting. Yeah. So, as he was leaving
confused.
today, David was over a little bit earlier today. My bad. But David was over a little bit earlier today. We had some family in town to meet Elijah and whatnot. And why is this setting popping up? Go away. And anyways, Lincoln is. Good job, buddy. That's one of the best ones you've ever done. As he was leaving, he like fell and tripped over me. And it's the first time this has ever happened in my life. Dude freaking just fell, and as he fell, just grabbed the tip of my dick. Just like fell to the ground with it. And like those tiny little baby hands like pinched exactly just the tip and like pinched so hard with that tiny baby strength.
Dude, I think the FBI is listening
it
at
hurt
this point.
so I could care less. That
I so appreciate
so
the visual. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
No, and
the literal prop that you were able to use.
That's twice this mic is coming to play tonight.
I don't know if any of y'all, other than Cliff, I bet you guys have. I remember I was cooking the other day, and Declan was asking me something. Me and Mama were talking, and I was talking to her, and he just, I was like, ah!
You guys ever seen the movie Baby's Day Out?
Yeah.
Right? And he's hiding on the bench, and the kid's got it, like, pulls out the lighter, and
dude. Well, I felt bad because it was one of those things that I guess I scared him because he doesn't realize.
Rightfully so.
I was just saying, what did he learn?
My hang down.
I got my own hang down to touch, kid.
You got your own hang down, buddy.
I was like, dude, if you don't want siblings, you just got to say it, all right? Like, don't let me take care of it.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. All right,
Shawnee,
let's get back to.
Are you thinking about siblings there, Shawnee?
I mean, I don't think they're out of the question, but definitely not right now.
I got you.
Have y'all talked about a timeline?
I mean, yes. And no. I mean, yeah, kind of.
He's like, yeah, the future timeline.
One day.
Well, no, that's the thing. Like, it's she starts grad school on Monday, and then she starts her new position in August. So, yeah.
Perfect time.
Future, but I mean, it's just, I mean, we're not gonna not try, but we're not gonna try.
That way.
I mean, if it happens, it happens. Like,
I'm a little confused, but
So you're going to use the back door. That's what you're saying.
sure.
We can't
Okay.
have kids the way we do it.
It's the
Jimmy.
big A. The big A.
Abstinence.
But the big question, anyways, Josh, who's your favorite?
Kids?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right now?
No.
Who's your favorite? Yeah.
Which one of us is your favorite? Yes, your kids.
No, we know that already.
Bear paw.
Yeah, it's
Animals.
It's bear,
So-
it's bear claw.
Yeah, it's Papa Bear over there. I feel like Goldilocks in your arms there, big guy. So,
Never mind.
Never mind. Yeah, stop.
No,
Stop.
no
Yeah, is this a
shots.
PG
I
or
don't like it when your filter
PG-13
works.
pod?
Take a shot.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, it
If he
depends
has to
on
stop, he
how
needs
it
to stop.
goes. If I was drinking, we probably would end up going into what were we talking about. But
What were we talking about? Yeah, we've had one of those.
that was
So-
a rough night.
That was a great night. I loved it.
I can't
It's
wait.
all
to
We
get
had
it.
recorded.
like 2 bottles of Fireball that night.
Yeah, it
So-
reminded me of my wedding. It's all gone.
Yeah, let's not talk about that night. That was. I don't remember a lot of it.
That was a good one.
It was a good one.
That was a good one. I had
So-
a 13-minute best man speech. So,
It was
It was
only 13 minutes?
minutes.
It was only 13 minutes?
I don't know. Somebody told me 13. I don't know if that was true or not, but
I
I mean,
think
I
it was.
had a lot of pages.
I think it was rounded to 16.
I don't know. I mean, if you count all the pauses and the applause breaks and the and the
The
sponsor
second or
reads,
third
like,
standing ovation.
I mean-
It really
I mean-
adds up.
what can I say?
About 45
So
minutes.
you guys are halfway. You guys are halfway expecting me to come on with a whole sheet of just to come through and have a little Tom
Oh,
Brady roast
wait.
on here.
You
So,
didn't bring a sponsor? Oh, that's enough. Oof.
I have one.
Yeah,
I
that's
can do it.
That's
So
gonna
my-
hurt.
so my
I got our
podcast-
sponsor. I got our
My
sponsor tonight.
podcasts have sponsors. So
Yeah, he read copy for his, which was pretty impressive.
Yeah, okay.
I would make
Nice.
up I make up fake sponsors like on the spot.
Oh.
Like our first
Yeah, it
one
didn't
was,
sound fake though. I was like, "Where did you get sponsors?" He's like, "Yeah, I made it up." Like,
Yeah, I made them up. Like, well, because one of the guys that like one of our co-hosts works for FedEx, and so
Okay.
I did a FedEx read, and so he had another like his name carries a lot of weight in FedEx. That's what I'll say, and so that's one other reason why it's a private podcast at the moment. But but yeah, I think one of the first ones was like, I did Manscaped, but it like I made up some like woman's model, like cutter or something like that.
like the lady
Oh
scaper.
my gosh.
Yeah, something like that. So like I just I have a quick 15-minute hit, for 3 sponsors, and then we move on. So but we had like segments kind of things, like because we would have guests on out of the gate. Like we bring on it. The whole reason it started was because we all play on the same hockey team, like adult hockey team, and so like our team name is Pitty's Kitties or Pack Cat, depending on which jersey we're wearing. And so I just named it the litter box, and so we would just bring on our buddies and we would interview them, and we'd say like, all right, who would you cut from our team? Who would you promote to the next level? Who would you who do you want to add to our team? So that kind of thing. So,
I
it was more kind of organized, But
Yeah,
anyway,
so Josh is more organized than I am, so maybe he could actually organize some of our episodes for us. And we'll give
I
him a
have some
portion
ideas.
of our proceeds or income, whatever.
I'll give you a
mean,
half a subscriber. If you sign
Thanks,
right
Paul.
now, a whole subscriber.
There you go.
I won't have
Which
to
is
go
just
cut
one of the
somebody in
emails I made
half.
up.
Ginger Paul Bunyan. Anyway, so favorite kid. It depends on the day. Depends on the day. And so which one is your favorite? And anybody that says I can't pick a favorite, they're both the same. They're lying. They're lying. It's
Liar.
because there are days, that one of my kids will impress me and the other one will not do a damn thing. And it's like, yep, you
Make
won
it
today.
rain from the ceiling.
Exactly. I was as equally frustrated as I was impressed for that one. But then you have times like, to kind of call back to when we were talking about pee and poop. So I went up to Connor's room one day and he immediately slammed the door to his closet. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, don't go in my closet. All right, well, I'm going in your closet. Like, you got to learn the game here, but like that's day one. Like,
if I walk in here and you say, dude, go in my closet, I'm not going in there.
Right. You don't start a game clue and say he didn't hit him with a hammer. Like, okay,
I think he did.
So, definitely wasn't in there.
Right. So I open it. It's like, and he's standing in front of it. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so I open the door and I walk in. And I'm like, what am I supposed to find? And he goes, I don't know. I'm like, okay, all right. And so I'm like looking around and I don't see anything wrong or anything. I'm like, what did you do? And he goes, I don't know. I'm like, all right. So he had like this little like dresser thing in his closet. Like it's like a long, narrow closet. And so like I look over and there's this orange bowl like on one of the shelves. And I look back at him and I look at the bowl and I pick it up and I look down and there's a brown liquid in the bowl. Like it's just the right shade of brown that you don't want to find. And I look at him and I don't say anything and he goes, I don't know. And I'm like, and I go,
I cannot wait.
I go, is this pee? And he goes, yeah. I go, well, why'd you pee in a bowl? And then put it in your closet? Like, you didn't even dump it in the toilet. If you peed in the bowl and then put it in your closet, left it, and then walked away. Like, it was nothing. Like, it was just another Tuesday.
Wait, so was it multiple visits to the bowl? Is that why it was brown?
Yeah, I'm concerned of why it was brown.
I thought your kid like diarrheaed in a bowl.
Yeah,
that's what I was
That's
thinking.
what I thought at first too, but luckily it was, it wasn't like that partial like solid liquid mixture. It was just pure liquid, but you could tell it had been there a while.
Right.
Like he had been like checking on it. It was like a science experiment. He's like, "Yep, day 3. It is turned from a a dark
The odor
hue."
is a tad bit more.
Right, exactly.
Why are you walking out of your closet with a notebook?
He's going to win a Nobel Peace Prize one day. And he's going to be like, thanks to my pee experiment when I was 6.
Yeah. He walks out of his closet with a lab coat, hangs it up on the hanger, and then checks off, and then hangs the clipboard next to it, and then walks away. And I'm like, why do you have beakers in your hand? Like, what are you doing? Like, where did you even
Flamage?
Yeah. So, but like,
where do you even get beakers?
And you're right. I'm like holding this bowl, standing in my son's closet while he's shoulder shrugging me, not helping at all in this situation, smiling, you're like to make it worse. And so I'm like, so I walk downstairs, go into my bathroom where my wife is, and I just show her the bowl, and she's like, "Is that pee?" And I go, "Yes, I found it in your son's closet." And I turn and walked away, and I stopped, and I turned back, and I go, "I don't know how to parent this." And then turned and walked away, and then threw the pee in the yard, and then threw the bowl away. I was like, done.
That actually gives me a great idea for what might be a new segment is how do we parent this? Like just an outrageous situation.
What am I supposed to do with
that?
this?
Like,
that's actually not a bad idea.
Like what do you do in this situation? And like you have to like poll the audience, right? Like
Yeah.
so I'm making a note of that.
Yeah, do you make him drink it? Do you like make
Shove your
him
nose
throw it
in it.
out? I mean, there are degrees of
Smell
that
it.
you're what?
Sean.
Oh,
God, Sean, I can't wait till Declan gets a little older and starts getting into some stuff.
There's gonna be a reason why I have a red dodgeball with me at all times.
You've brought up the red dodgeball, like
Why not a wrench?
Marks.
Well,
he'll
if he
graduate to a wrench.
can't, I was right.
Like once
you got to dodge the ball before you dodge the wrench.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. What?
Bingo.
And then it'll be
Well,
traffic.
if you can dodge a wrench, then you can dodge. So yeah, that logic checks out.
Yeah.
It's different, but same.
Yeah. I mean,
Wrench takes the plus space.
no, I've always joked that I'm gonna just anytime he does something stupid, I'm gonna just whap, hit him with the dodgeball.
He's gonna read the first line of a book and be like, "The story starts here," and Sean's gonna go, "Wow."
You want to say hi to Uncle David?
What's up, buddy? Hey, do you have any bowls in your closet?
So you remember when you peed in a bowl and put it in your closet? Get out of here. You're done.
The face,
Look how happy he is.
The face of yup. Oh my goodness, that is a
And there's the good child.
They're waving at you. You can't hear because it's plugged into my.
It's absolutely a mini Terry. That's 100%.
It's tiny. It's tiny Terry.
It's
Good
Tiny
Lord.
Terry
Tiny
and
Terry.
Junior Josh.
I was about to say tiny
Yep.
Terry because Terry's already tiny.
PJs now.
What'd he say?
PJs now. I don't care if you brush your teeth. They're gonna fall out.
Does your wife want to say hi?
Not right now. Terry, do you want to say hi? I didn't think so. Atta girl.
No.
Face for radio
Sounded
right
like-
now. Anyway,
sounded like my
so,
Oh man.
more kids for us.
Well, that might lead us on to another question. I thought she was talking to us.
Maybe later.
So what traits do you see most in your kids that you can raise your hand and say, "Yeah, that's me"? Please don't say it's the bowl thing.
It's not the bowl. Yeah, not the bowl. So in the past, like, I'd say month, I have like watched Connor either have something in his hand or see something like that is presented in front of him and have immediately like know what he is about to do, say, or attempt. And so it's like that right there, like is just, like that's me right there because it's like, don't throw that across the room, even though, yeah, it's going to make a funny sound. It's going to be hilarious, like with your mother's reaction. Like I might do it later, but
Right.
don't do it now.
Yeah.
He got in trouble at school for throwing food, and I was like, was it even like a good piece of like? You get to a point, like at least with a boy, you're like, all right, if you're gonna do something dumb, I need you to be smart about doing it dumb. As weird as that sounds, like
I totally
have
agree.
some forethought in there.
Like if you're gonna get kicked out of school, get kicked out of school for something good.
If you're gonna throw
Good or
if you're gonna
funny,
throw
at
the
least.
snack pack, peel off the
Open
lid,
it. Yep.
Yeah.
open it, and then give the old, and then
Lemonade. Make sure it spews.
Right.
That's why
so
I always
you end
just
up
do a
giving it.
slit. You just do a little slit down the middle and then just spin that thing.
Yeah,
Right.
But Sean's throw was like the left-handed throw.
Okay, first off, I'm a lefty. What does that mean?
The goofy-handed. There you go. Goofy-footed. There you go.
But so with him, it's like knowing what he's gonna like what he's thinking. It's like I see it because I've thought it. I've wanted to do it. I mean, he got in trouble the other day. I was out of town, but then Terry called me and she's like, "You need to watch the Ring camera, like from our neighbors coming over." And I was like, "Oh God, which neighbors?" Because there's different degrees. And so their neighbors a couple doors down. They're great people. They're uh, very Christian, and their kids are great and everything like that. I've actually kind of got their son into hockey and given him some uh, hockey sticks and pucks and stuff like that. And they're great. So they come to the front door and tell us that Connor had been they caught Connor with a hockey stick trying to chop down their tree in the front yard, like just whack, just going to town on
Like
it.
like a Canadian George Washington.
Basically, yeah. So yeah, Wayne Gretzky. But I had to basically like tell my wife like, look, I get it. It's fun to take an object and smack it against something. Like it's just a boy thing. So that's going to be tip of the iceberg. So just wait, until we get the call from the school, and we can really, address it. But like with Haley, like we did gymnastics tryouts today. So she's in. Speaking of the devil, go upstairs. Go. I'm about to pay you a compliment. Get out of here. Go to bed.
True dad. I don't want you to hear
So
it.
one thing.
Right.
That's basically it. So this is like dad. This is being a father in real life here on freaking camera. When your kids get to a certain age and they, you think they don't listen to you at 2, 3, whatever, and it's cute. But then when they get to a point where it's like, all right, how far are you gonna let me go until you threaten physical repercussions? But yeah, so but she did gymnastics trials today, and it was like the first time we've really kind of put her into anything that was like challenging and like really test anything like that. And she was, way below her weight class in all of this. Like they're kids doing like the handstands on the beam, on the balance bars, and like doing all this other stuff, and like the high, swing bars and all this. And she's, the classes that she's been in, she hasn't done any of this. But like the trait that I see in her that I have is she ended that. Yeah, she got emotional. It was tough. She's a girl. It's going to happen. But like her determination and drive, like failure's not going to define this for me. Like I'm going to go back. I'm going to keep going. We're going to keep working at this. Like she came home and was trying to do some of the moves that she had basically just learned because she didn't learn it in the class she had. We had no idea what to expect. It was just kind of like, let's see what this is, and see if she's good enough, and then go from there. And so it's like just like having that resilience to be like, yeah, I didn't do what I wanted to do. I didn't do the best that if I had all the tools and everything in place, but it's not going to stop me. I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to keep going. It doesn't matter. So that's for her. That's a positive.
Oh, for sure. No, that's one thing that I'm looking forward to, and I've already had a couple of the guys that like at work ask me, they're like, "Well, when Declan gets of age, are you going to be his coach?" And I know we talked about this a couple episodes ago, and I'm like, I'm thinking about it more and more. I'm like, I don't know if I can. Like, I don't want to really.
Be an assistant.
I want to. For me, like, and I got into a huge argument with one of the guys at work because he's a coach for competitive baseball, and I know all the competitive sports I played in, I ended up hating because it just took all the fun out of it for me. Like, that was one of the reasons why I played sports, was fun. Like, it was just something to do. And I'm the one that chose to go to competitive, but then I realized, like, oh no, it's a mistake. Like, let me go back to recreational. And I was like, I don't ever want him to not have fun doing what he's doing. So I'm not going to coach him because I'm going to be competitive and be like, hey, you need to do this. But then I have to think back to what I always told my dad at my soccer games and games like that was, don't tell me how to do me. And it's like, full circle now. I get it.
Sean, I don't think that any like child will ever get to experience like our rec soccer. Like I don't think any other rec soccer team out there is ever going to be where at a point where they're beating other teams like 20-0. And Coach
That doesn't
O'Mead,
sound competitive though.
like
But
no,
no,
it
it's
wasn't. It was rec.
yeah. That's well.
It
Sounds
To
was
put a
really
little
dumb.
Sounds like
little backstory,
yeah.
we
At
had a
halftime, we would
team.
only let one person go past half.
Our team was compiled of former competitive players.
Lobos and
Yeah, like
stuff like
Lobos,
that.
Fury, all these other ones. Well, then we got into the co-ed realm, so we got a bunch of competitive girls on the team, and it was just like, well, this is gonna be fun. We did scrimmages at practice, like we just scrimmaged all the time, and it was the dumbest scores that we had. We beat somebody 36-0.
Dude.
Like
in soccer.
people
it's called football.
I
Right?
think it. I think
that's
at
called a
one
decent
point,
football game.
I
They
think at
started
one point the
scoring
recreational
from
league
half
that we
field.
were in almost fell apart at our age group because nobody wanted to play us. It's like, come on, guys, it'd be fun. Meanwhile, the
That
whole
was the
time we're
best
playing
game.
actual games, like we're messing with each other the whole time. We had one guy, Brad Nieder, did a T-Rex run. He would just take off down the field, just and just go after the ball, and it was the scariest thing on the planet.
I mean, him acting like a T-Rex, that's a pretty scary visual. I could see that.
His sister, I remember my
It was
brother
the
was
arms and everything. So
we were
Well, you gotta have the arms, otherwise you just look like a raptor or something.
my dad
Yeah.
always
there's
would
a
come out to our
difference.
scrimmages. Well, my brother was playing against Nieder's little sister, Bailey.
Bailey.
And out of nowhere, my brother screams in the middle of this park, "No, Bailey, I will not make out with you." Everyone on the soccer field fell over. It was just like, what? What's going on here? But Cliff can attest, my dad would actually keep up with most of us. It wasn't for a long time, but my dad could boogie on the soccer field.
He was good.
I'd love to see.
All right, well,
I'd love to
I'm
see.
gonna take
Boogie
I gotta
on
get a beer and I gotta take a piss. So,
Oh yeah, you're
we
good.
can clip right now. So.
And now we'll take a break to hear from our sponsors.
When you decide to step up to this kind of power, this kind of challenge, this kind of flying, crashing feeling, when you decide to get serious, there's only one place to come: the games of Super Nintendo. No one else creates this kind of experience, because no one else creates these kinds of games. Now you're playing with power, superpower.
All right, so we are now back from the break where we heard from our sponsors. Our guest, Josh, my brother, is here, and we've been pummeling him with questions about fatherhood. So, continuing on, Josh, what is your favorite thing about being a dad? Is it the power?
It's a little bit.
The power.
A little bit.
The power.
I mean, I feel it a little,
The
You just look at
control.
him, you're like, don't do it, and they just go, all right, I won't do it. And then, they walk
Well,
away.
but no, but then it's it swings. The pendulum swings back at you when they do it.
Oh, yeah,
that's
100%.
narrowing down one favorite thing about being a parent is that's a tough one, because I think you have favorite moments as opposed to like having one favorite thing, because that's ultimately what you're going to look back on. You're going to look back on moments as a dad. That's just how our brains work. Our caveman brain. Go out, kill, eat, sleep, repeat. It's you know it's very binary type brain. So it's watching your kid come into their own. Like, you want them to have good morals and good work ethic, and try hard and do their best, but also fail and learn from that and keep going. And so you find like these little snippets in your brain that you think back. Like that's what's my favorite thing about being a dad is those little things. And it's also a little selfish too, because it's like that's mine. Like I did that. Like and same thing with you know with your wife too. You're like yeah, you kind of high five mentally at the end of the day when you had a good day and took the kids to the zoo and then you guys went out for ice cream and then they were like, this is the best day ever. The kid to a kid today is the best day ever every day, unless they trip and fell and everything like that. But it's the little moments that like, all right, that's one I'm gonna keep. And it just keeps getting better. The older they get, you still look back on, when the first time they walk and the first time they talk and everything like that. But it's watching them come into their own, I think, is the coolest thing about being a dad. You're like, okay, all right, that's not that's not how I thought you were going to go with this, but I'm all right with it. You're not, you know, you're not a bully. You're not, person. You're just, you're coming to your own. For me, humor is a big part of being a person. Like you have to have a sense of humor, and so some of the things that come out of their mouths and intentionally come out of their mouths, like how their brains work, and like, okay, you piece that together and made that work, and that was funny. That was good. So
No, yeah, I totally get that. And I mean, Mia's only 2.5, but I mean, I can already see her becoming her own person and doing her own thing. So, today, Rob got Alicia this little doll thing that we saw at the St. Louis Arch. Sean, you remember when we were there?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like this little doll. It looked just like Alicia, right? And it was like a little park ranger. And I was like, I'm Alicia. I'm a park ranger. So I told him about it, and he got it for it. I thought it was hilarious. But then Alicia shows it to Mia, and she's like, "Look, doesn't this look just like mommy?" And she holds it up. She goes, I guess so. Like, I've never heard her say that before. I don't know where she got. She's like, yeah, I guess so. I'm like, ooh, you're too, man.
There's so much empathy behind that statement from a 2-year-old that it's like, I don't want to hurt mommy's feelings. I don't agree with mommy, but I don't want her to feel bad. So I guess so.
Yeah, we're sitting there. We're like, who is this? Like, she looks at me. I was like, I didn't teach her that. Like, I would love to take credit for that, but that was not me.
It's like that video of like kids are so brutal, and it's like, honey, would you still love me if I was fat? And then the kid comes in the background and he's like, but mommy, you are fat. Like, and the dude just spews milk.
I'm gonna have to find that video because that sounds like
I've seen that one.
A good one.
It's.
Hey babe, would you still love me if I was fat?
Yeah, of course.
And that dad was after he spits, he's like, oh no.
He's like,
Right.
He's like, yeah, I messed up. Like,
you know what he thought? How do I parent this?
That's with a high five. With a high five. I can't tell you you're fat. But little Timmy's always gonna make sure you're stepping on the scale.
Jeez.
Like, do you really need that extra piece of pizza there, mommy?
My favorite are more of Declan's facial expressions when he sees something he can't explain. He's just like, looks at me like, what is happening? I'm like, I don't know either, brother.
And then you both have the same facial expression? That's
pretty much.
And then you both look at Jen.
I remember when he was...
What do I do with this?
He was so little, but we went to Walmart once, and I had him with me, and Jennifer was walking around one of the other aisles, and I was on my way across the store. Well, I went through an aisle and almost ran into a blue man. Like, he had that condition or
a liberal?
Whatever health.
If he was green, would he die?
No, I can't remember what it is, but it's something that turns your skin and your eyes blue.
Are you thinking albino? That's white.
No. But
wait, was it one of the guys from the Blue Man Group?
I have to ask for an audition.
Do you have an audition yet?
Oh, no, I'm not in the group yet. No, I'm afraid I just blew myself.
There's got to be a better way to say that.
no, I hate you. But
Start hitting on little tubes.
Declan,
Doom, doom, doom.
Declan
He's just
looked
like-
at me and was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "That's a man." I'm like, what are you doing? Trying to get me in trouble here?
It's a blueberry. What are you talking about? We're at Walmart in the grocery section. Like, it's a blueberry.
Violet's dad from Willy Wonka. Haven't you seen the movie? Like, come on.
now. Get with it, kid. It's
Is it
Sully.
one of those like suits, those little skin suit things? That's just
No,
blue.
That's a good question.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna have to Google this. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Give it a goog.
So you're saying, dude, you were in Walmart and in Hawkins, and the upside down turned this dude into like a
Hold on.
blue container
First
in
of
the middle
all,
of Walmart.
First of all, there is no Walmart in Hawkins.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
God.
sorry.
Really,
Next
just-
door to Hawkins, like
The
Second
entire
of
state
all,
of Texas, Shawnee. It's all
the
just one state,
closest-
all right?
No. I don't know about that.
If
It
you
is
saw
me,
somebody
but-
that was
Waffle
blue,
House.
like, you should have called 911 for this person. If they're blue, it means they're not breeding.
Okay. I'm gonna have to share my screen here real quick.
It's kind of like the opposite for you. Like, you're red because you breathe too much.
he's telling you to stop breathing.
You're like a pressure cooker, like a furry-faced pressure cooker. Is that the face
curry 'cause
Declan makes?
it's orange? Like, is that
I
trying
said
to get the curry
furry.
reference?
furry.
Furry. Oh, I thought you said curry. I was like,
Can we get a little light bulb on top of his head? Thanks, post-production. Appreciate it.
I literally was sitting there. I was like, curry. That's why I had the
Bug
face. I was
slice.
like, I'm not Indian in the
It's
slightest.
turmeric. Turmeric is what you're thinking of.
Like, turmeric's pretty good, actually.
Anyways,
Take it every day.
I was trying to share it. I don't know if it's shared, but anyways,
It's a thing.
Argria apparently.
Argria.
Argria, Argyria, is a condition that causes your skin and mucous membranes, the lining of the parts of your body, to turn blue to gray. This is a result of silver building up in your body.
Ah, that's it. Yep.
I say the word silver, and you're like, oh, it's the blue thing I'm talking about.
Well, no, I couldn't remember the name of it, but I knew it was like because
I
you have
can't
too
read,
much silver
okay?
or something.
Silver looks like blue. Blue is silver.
Yeah.
Why do you have any silver in you?
Letters and words are hard.
So I found
That's
this
a
on
good point.
WebMD. Should we just cancel that out completely? Or?
Well, if it came off the internet, it's probably fake.
Leave it in.
I got it right. I got it from Google, Shawnee. So you Android fanboys should love
Yeah,
that.
but where did Google get it from?
Android's the best.
Ted, the AI.
Yeah, Shawnee, you have a friend now. That
Yeah,
would be
because
Josh. That's who I'm referring
Android sucker.
Did
See,
you
that's
say
the only thing I don't
Android-
have.
to. Did you say
I
Android
still-
sucks?
I still have my little rinky-dink Fitbit.
Is that a shock collar on your wrist? That's supposed to go on your
Josh,
dog.
he got it from like a promotion and in between,
Anytime you
during one of the
misbehave,
commercials from
Jay,
Dawson
we're
Street.
just
Walmart.
Is Whoop a sponsor? Except it
I
says
don't think they get that.
Whoop on yours.
It's the off-brand.
That's funny.
Like we need to give this guy like 6 more O's just to get it around his wrist. Jesus.
Aw.
Those mitts.
It's mid.
Um,
Were you a catcher?
No, outfield.
Caught many things.
That makes sense.
he's the guy catching butterflies.
Yeah, yeah.
I was trying to catch bubbles earlier with my son. Turns out catching bubbles pretty hard.
I wish I liked anything as much as my kids like bubbles.
That's sad.
Did he find that out, or did you find it out?
He found that out.
Mix it with dish soap, and then you can catch them.
Not a thing.
That's like cheating, isn't it?
That's what bubbles are. Is dish soap. Bubbles are soap.
No,
What makes the bubble?
Me and my wife have
dish
gone
soap,
through
are they,
so
like-
many different types of bubbles. It's not even.
How
funny.
many types of bubbles are there?
At the core, they're
Just
all the same.
look up online how to catch bubbles, and it literally you can catch them in your hand.
You know
Wait,
what?
is Bubbles
You know
a
what?
person, Cliff?
Nerd alert.
Imagine that, the guy in the
Don't
glass.
talk about bubbles.
You should get off those websites, Clifford.
I'm surprised that didn't go a different route.
Yeah, you're gonna transpose some letters and end up in the dark web.
Yeah, see, I can receive a reflection. I can read websites.
Dude, if I got to the dark web, I wouldn't even know it was dark. Like I would be like, "Can someone bring me back to the light? Did I
No,
move
you-
the light?
I think
I'm
you
just
would
gonna turn
know.
this thing off."
No, you
Guys,
you
I was
totally
just trying to figure out how to order Domino's.
Sean's like, guys, I think I'm in the upside down.
Wouldn't it be in the
Could
upside?
you
right?
imagine
Because it's already in the
stumbling
upside down?
upon the dark web and being like, "Hey, where can I find this light bulb?"
And they're like, we have these illegal light bulbs that only you can get here.
You get a call from Edgar. He's like, "I have a light bulb for you, sir. It is 20,000 watts. It will definitely light up the city."
I was waiting on it. I was like,
This
okay,
does
he's doing
not
he's
sound
doing
like
it.
the
He's doing a
accent
bit.
of
He's doing a
Edgar.
character.
Let him
The
keep
guy's gonna
going.
be
Let him
Russian.
keep going.
Hey,
Yeah.
Edgar is a pretty cool dude. He's friends with Vladdy. My name is Edgar. My name is Edgar. I do electronics or electrical things in the motherland.
Yeah,
Well done.
every bit for Sean always goes Russian, which I applaud because he's very good at Russian. I just love to hear him. I'd love to hear him break out Scottish at least once.
Not gonna happen. Can't do it. Nope.
Damn it! That was so close.
Why?
It's not.
It's a tough
no.
one. It's a tough
That's
one.
Come on. You're the most Shrek guy on this podcast right now. So, like, just say donkey.
Donkey.
There it is. I'm good.
So-
That's all I needed.
So Jimmy Carr has this idea of like, how to get into like different dialects and whatnot, and you latch onto a phrase and that'll start you off, right? Maybe donkey is your phrase that starts you off on Scottish.
What about Mickey?
Like Mickey Mouse?
Mouse?
What do you mean?
You guys never jacked around with Mickey Mouse? That sounded gross.
All right, now we're on the dark web. I'm out. I got a job. Hold on. I don't just tinker around with HVAC units here, buddy. Like hold on.
I caught it.
I
it.
can't join the circus with my hands. Like
That sounds so.
I caught it. I meant the voice. You guys suck.
It's still.
You guys ever screwed around with Mickey?
Don't double down. Don't double down.
What were we talking about?
What about Goofy?
Shawnee, the little red light means it's recording, so
Daisy.
I
What's in
think
the
you're
Dr.
red.
Pepper bottle?
All right. No, I figured out why Sean does look red all the time. It's because he does live in the upside down, and all the blood is just flowing straight to his head.
That makes sense. One of my favorite things is when he makes the confused face.
I just don't.
I've got
Which one?
I've got an audio clip where he goes,
Just
huh?
watch.
Huh?
Just watch the show.
Huh? Wow.
I
That'll
do
be a
every
drinking
time.
game. That'll be part of the drinking game. However, how many times do I make the confused face? I
that's
should
a
try to
good
do
one.
the next episode without emotion.
Good luck.
I gotta breathe.
The next one, you got to do these normal.
I gotta train. What?
He said, I got a train.
So serious. I got a train.
Just look like you're trying to take a big dump. Like that's all it looked like. Just
This is the most concentration you've done like this week.
Last time you
Actually-
concentrated that hard, you were trying to read a book.
No, I was trying to unload a bunch of units. That sucked.
Okay, you know what you do? You buy yourself a tape recorder, you just record yourself for a whole day. I think you're going to be surprised at some of your phrasing.
You paused it like
I
the
dropped a
perfect
unit
time.
this past week.
And then
Are you talking about logs?
No, I'm talking about air conditioning units. I dropped one.
How'd that happen?
Dropped off the forklift. It's not fun.
Are you licensed to drive a forklift? Crickets.
You have to have gloves. To
I'm
drive a
going
forklift.
to get classes for forklift certification.
License pending. Awesome. That's all you gotta say.
Yeah, I'm. Huh? What?
Huh. You tell me, dude.
Right?
Jennifer.
The fact that you- Huh?
Right.
We'll just be
Scooby Doo.
Right. What's happening?
Whoa.
Nothing.
That's bull.
Dude,
liar. Honestly, like this is being a dad though, like 100%. He's having to pause, wait, listen,
Dude,
and then
this is. I don't even think this is dad stuff right here.
it may
Uh-oh.
be but
He's getting called up.
it's definitely husband stuff. You know, it's
True.
Wife walks in. All right, now I got to avert my focus, which we clearly see is not easy for Sean to transition from anything. Like, just to turn a page, he has to take a couple extra breaths. So
He doesn't turn pages.
Oh, that's my point.
Don't give him that.
That's my point. I mean, the guy said he dropped an AC unit, or did he say unit or units? Either way, off a forklift. Yeah. A forklift is horizontal at all times. It doesn't pivot.
Not when you're doing donuts.
No, he was eating the donut.
He was going downhill, and he forgot he's supposed to go backwards.
And the upside down, David.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all flat.
It's just upside down.
Yeah.
Well, he returned, so that's good.
Get back.
Welcome back.
Stepped out to try to see if we couldn't see the lights.
Oh, the northern lights?
Yeah.
They get down that far?
There's a switch on the wall that if you just...
He lives in Texas, so all them lights are southern, all right?
On the first day, God said click, It's in the Bible.
He said...
No, he invented the clapper. You think he just clapped and it was there? He had to invent it first.
Sure.
Just saying.
Yep, chicken and
What's
egg.
in the bottle, Shawnee?
Huh?
Is that the same DP?
What's in the bottle?
There's so much sugar in that. I can't not say it.
There is.
And I'm the one that was in the hospital last night. Like what? Like,
yeah. So how'd that happen? How'd that go down? You were sweeping. Was that what happened?
that was my excuse. That was my excuse to my wife. That's so my wife will actually do chores around the house. Like that put me in the hospital. I wish I had chosen laundry.
He was the kid.
That's actually not
chopping
the
tree with the hockey stick.
Yeah. I was trying to chop down archery in the front yard for the broom, but no. Evidently, compressed nerve symptoms look a lot like a stroke. So numbness in the hands, vision going a little squirrely, if you will. Slight disorientation, and so it happened like 6 months ago too. And
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they told me I was dehydrated. I said, "You're wrong." She's like,
Josh gets to the hospital. First off, I know more than you. All right, go ahead.
Hi there. Is there a project you're working on?
I know more than you.
All right.
I don't kick it off that way. I don't, but when I've been there for 8 hours and you come in and tell me you didn't drink enough water, it's like, well, by now I'm dehydrated, but before I got here, I drink more water than the average person, guarantee it. And then same thing this time, but we went to a different hospital, and so they did the whole workup and checked out my brain, and they're like, yeah, it's there. There's not a lot to it, but it's there's mush in there, but it's it's kind of like the bowl I found in Connor's closet. It's just a liquid at this point. But so, but
they told you it's there.
Yeah. But evidently your spine is supposed to have like a slight, curve at the top, but evidently mine is straight as an arrow, ladies. And so it is. It's my whole goal in this is to get Cliff to laugh. That's
Alicia.
Okay. So, but evidently
I'm the toughest customer
right now. Sean doesn't get the jokes; they go over his big head. And David will laugh at anything. So, but evidently, like because my spine is straighter than normal, I've got like nerves that will get compressed, and when that happens, like it'll send or cut off signals to your extremities and your sight and everything like that. And so, told me to lay off the heavy lifting in the gym for 2 weeks. But
do you do any like tens or cupping or anything like that?
Elaborate. Mainly on the cupping.
So cupping is like where you do like suction cupping to like remove like blood from a certain area.
Like you did in Korea?
Yeah. But they have at home cupping. Like I'll do at home cupping every once in a while, like when I have
I could probably answer that. I don't think he does that.
All right, cool. Tens.
I mean, I
like
cup
that for like alleviating.
I cup in the shower, but that's just to get to the hard to reach places.
No, that's tuck, dude. That's tuck. There's a difference.
You shouldn't tuck in the shower.
Why are you tucking in the shower?
God.
I'm so confused.
Just to show your wife. Just to show your wife. I look just like you. And then you towel off and you go to bed. So.
Could you learn to love me?
Say with a Scottish accent. Donkey, could you learn to love me? I dropped the unit for you.
In Scotland.
I don't have my license.
I didn't drop this one.
Oh boy. Yeah, but so like to keep with the theme of the podcast, if you ever get to a point, hopefully none of you guys ever will, to where your kids see you in a hospital bed with wires coming out of you or whatever, they just hook little things up to monitor my heart rate and EKG and stuff like that. But like the look on your kid's face when they walk into a hospital room, obviously Connor was like, "Cool, can I pull on one?" And then and, don't touch, dude, don't touch.
What's this do?
That's
what happens if I unplug this.
Which one is the off button?
That's why. Yeah,
don't
that's
unplug.
Why he was on this side, and the buttons are on that side, like as far away from a button as you can be. And so, then the sympathetic one walks in, and just the look on her face, it's like, oh, all right, that's a tough moment when your kids see you as a dad. You're supposed to be strong, the provider, the higher up, and they see you at a low point. And you see it on their face. That's a tough. That's when you're like, oh, son of. Okay, there we go. You can't have this again. So.
I haven't gotten that yet, but today telling David last night I've got a lot of back issues going on right now, and I was laying on the floor earlier, and Declan was eating a snack. He was eating strawberries, and he walks up. He was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Well, Daddy's back hurts, buddy." And he was like, "Your back?" I'm like, yeah. He just laid his head down and just kind of rubbed my side, and I was like, "Oh, well, dang, man."
And you had to hop up, right? Because it's like, oh, you fixed it. Like,
no, I couldn't.
No, he poked his belly button. He was like, "Don't do that."
Yeah, it was super cute.
I'm on my stomach. How did you even reach that?
It's like,
oh. He put his finger in his mouth before he put it in your belly button. Not,
After's a different story.
He does some weird stuff, man.
Your boy. Like, what's like the weirdest thing you've caught him doing so far at 2.5?
That's a great question.
Forcefully squatting on my face when we're wrestling.
You told me about that.
I'm getting forcefully teabagged by my son.
At 2.5? Yeah. He's your daddy
right.
now.
It tracks. Because I'll start wrestling with him, and then he's like, "Hold on," and he'll like try to like climb over me, and then he's like, "Oh wait, my dad's face is right here." Whap 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 whap.
Because they figure out where your most vulnerable
places are.
That's
You're
it.
bigger than him, so you just let this happen.
Well, a lot of times when he's doing it, I'm laughing because it's one of those like, "Quit, like stop."
Shouldn't have your mouth open during that.
Thank God he has got a diaper on.
Poop? No poop. All right, we're good. Squat away, boy.
He's
Squat
done
away.
that. He's done that before. He just sat down.
He's teabagged you with poop.
No, he farted in my face.
That's how you get pink eye.
That deserves a hit. Just a quick one.
Allegedly.
It was more of a roll. Kind of
That
grabbed
is
his
cool.
feet and we're like, "Get off me."
That's it. Yep. There's got to be some
And
sort
we're
of
done.
physical repercussion for it. Yep.
But
yeah.
Well, boys, I think I'm going to call it a night. My back's starting to hurt.
I mean, you have been standing this entire time,
dude.
so
you carried it.
No, I
literally,
my back's actually hurting. Like, I've been having issues for a couple of days now.
Oh man,
34. Man,
you got issues, all right.
Yes, I think I got 5 screws missing.
Get in the gym.
Something else, a bolt. Ugh.
Missing what?
Get some.
What are we talking about?
Get some dumbbells. Start doing some squats at home.
Well,
like your son. Just don't do it on his face. Do it on your wife.
Yeah, that'd be weird. Good idea, maybe.
Just don't wear the diaper.
I'm a warehouse manager for a heating and air conditioning company, so one of the reasons I haven't really gone out and looked for a membership, A, can't afford one. Just no.
Don't need one.
And B, don't really need one. I move
you don't need one to
all
just
day long, so
yeah, but it's a little different. Like if you like knees and back are the first things to go. You shouldn't be at 34 talking to a 37-year-old saying your knees and back hurt. Like you can knock it out.
Luckily, we just bought a new bed today. That's coming in Monday. It's gonna be great.
Congrats.
I get to finally have a king.
Attaboy.
Hallelujah. I tried to
Josh,
talk her
my
into
back
California
hurts.
king or an Alaskan king, but
I just want you to know my back hurts too, man.
I really want a 9.5 foot by 9.5 foot bed. That'd be sick.
Sorry, Cliff. Sean cut you off again. Imagine that. What did you say?
Say what? You want to talk?
They don't make that kind of bed, Sean.
Yeah,
they special order it.
Yeah, but somebody. But that means somebody makes it.
You know what? Then I'm
And
gonna make a
think of this.
Sean King bed and make it 10 foot by 10 foot.
every time you pee the bed, you're gonna have to buy new custom sheets, and those are expensive, you know. So
No.
You
just
can
think of
just
that.
order like 2
just
And
cut
get
that
black
piece
sheets
out.
that way that doesn't show the stain.
I'll just cut that out.
Just throw some newspaper on it. You'll be
Swiss
good.
cheese bed sheets. So put you to
Dude, why are there holes all over your bed? Don't ask questions.
Either way.
He just stays on the circles of pieces to make a new quilt one day.
Go to the hospital and get like their pee pads that they have, because that's what I was laying on last night in the hospital. Like Connor walks up and he's like, "Why are you laying on a pee pad?" Like, 'cause they got like just the big ones, like in the bed. And he just like that's his first question. On, "Hey, Dad, how are you? You know, everything okay?" It's like, "Why are you laying on a pee pad?" Like, what are you
It's a
doing?
valid question.
It's observatory. Like he's aware of his surroundings. So, but boys, I appreciate you guys having me on. This was a blast. Happy to come back and give more advice if needed, or what not to do. So I can definitely tell you those, plenty of those. But keep doing what you guys are doing. It's funny. It's a great premise. Keep it rolling.
Well, dude, we
Yeah,
really
appreciate you being
coming
on.
Any advice is greatly appreciated for us dumbDumbs. So
especially me,
especially Sean. Yes,
especially
you're
Sean.
very special, Sean. That's why your face is the center of the logo.
I don't know. I don't know why.
It's
Because you're special.
DEI. It's just ginger. It's a soft play into it. It's easier. You can't have the Asian in the middle. It's just the expectations are going to be different for the
Well,
pod.
also, if
so.
you put the biggest head of the circle, it's just
There you go.
It's the centerpiece. All right.
Aesthetically
So I need to be, like,
pleasing.
This close.
Don't do that.
Oh, gee.
Don't do that.
Great. My monitor just went off.
Yeah, less is more.
Now we turn our screen off and everyone just has a shade of red across their eyes every time they blink.
Don't worry, my face is burned into your retinas.
That is true.
It's accurate.
I really hope I have nerve damage now. So
you can go back to the hospital.
You boys have a good night.
All right.
All right.
Thank
See you,
gentlemen.
boys.
I'll see you.
Good night.
See ya.
All right. Bye, guys.